Hi, Stephen D here. I wasn't planning to be back making videos or anything this early, but this is something that needs to be said. Every day for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, I've been hearing on the radio, Russia is behind, quote, cyber attacks. Russia is trying to influence our elections. Russia hacked into, Hillary's computers, the DNC computers, the DCCC computers. And it's been repeated over and over again by the media as a known fact. Yeah. Based on what? There used to be this reality-based community over at a certain blog, you might have heard of it, called Daily Kos, and they prohibited discussions of conspiracy theories because they had this rule that said extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Well, how the hell is this Russia is trying to influence our elections and hacking into all this stuff about Hillary, and they're the ones behind it, and Putin is out to influence our elections? How is that not a conspiracy theory? I have not seen one iota of proof yet. All I've seen is stories in the media about people claiming they're behind it. And that's it. Anonymous sources. No evidence has been presented by anyone. None. Not one iota. And it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. The media keeps repeating these stories as if they're all true. And it's funny because before the Democratic primaries were over, election hacking, our election systems could be hacked. Bernie Sanders supporters were protesting that, suggesting that. There was evidence about that, being presented in various statistical studies that were done. And we were all called conspiracy theorists, but we actually had some basis for that argument that we were making. The head of the American Statistical Association was actually on one of those studies that supported the view that the election had been, in certain counties, hacked to benefit Hillary Clinton. More than likely, much, with a high degree of significance. And yet we were conspiracy theorists. And now, without one iota of proof being offered, with only anonymous sources that are not named, and with flat-out statements with no evidence being offered by the Hillary campaign, by the DNC, and now by even President Obama, that somehow Putin and the Russians are out to influence our elections, and they're hacking our elections supposedly on these machines that are completely secure. At least they were 4 months ago. What changed? What changed since then? And what proof have they come forward with? Nothing. And yet, all of a sudden, now the media is concerned about these, Russian cyber warfare. We're being fed a bunch of bullshit, people. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Well, the Sanders people put together, and the people that thought there was evidence of, voter election fraud, put together, mounds and mounds of evidence to show that, yes, there was election fraud committed against Bernie Sanders, and we were all called conspiracy theorists. Even independent organizations like, Election USA, when they came out with their report, it was dismissed as a conspiracy theory. But now, suddenly, when all these leaks are coming out, from WikiLeaks and, you know, Guccifer, it's like, oh, well, the machines can be hacked. Oh my God, and it's the Russians. It's the Russians that are behind it, and they're trying to influence our elections. And where's the fucking proof? Where's the evidence? I haven't seen any in the media. Have you? Have you seen any proof about this other than just bald-faced statements by, you know, top officials, including President Obama? Give me a break. Unless you got some hard evidence, unless you got some proof that the Russians and Putin are behind these you know, things which have been going on. I mean, these leaks were happening a long time ago. They've been coming out from WikiLeaks and Guccifer and other people, you know, for a long time. You know, earlier in the year, and nobody was suggesting the Russians were behind it then. Nobody was coming out saying the elections could be hacked. There was cyber warfare from Russia. But now she's the nominee, and now it's okay to talk about this, and now it's not a conspiracy theory, it's the truth. It's being reported as the truth. I mean, there's not even any statements. I mean, I was listening to NPR today, and they just flat out said, the Russians are, you know, President Obama warns the Russians against, you know, attacks, which, you know, everyone knows are coming from Russia. It's like, everyone knows that? Really? Because I haven't seen any evidence of it. I haven't seen any proof. So show me the fucking evidence. Or stop the bullshit. That's really all I gotta say. Really. Stop the fucking bullshit about this. Until I see evidence that there was hacking and you could point that directly to the Russian government or Russian cyber hackers, it's nothing more than a conspiracy theory. That's all it is. Stephen D. signing off.